That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just like the career of Chuck Palumbo, we are back from the dead.
Chuck
Oh.
Palumbo.
Well, yeah, he's relevant because I brought him up now. He wasn't relevant before that. I could have went with, Luther Reigns or Matt Morgan,
Oh, I got one. Bull Buchanan.
Yo, Bull Buchanan. My man had an ill knockoff Booker T dropkick move.
Hey, for real.
And my best Drew voice. Okay, is somebody driving right now?
You always have the fucking background sounds. Like, what the fuck?
I'm at home, man. I'm at home. Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Back off hiatus. Wave, everybody. Hi, haters. My name is Total Mac, in the building, a.k.a. No, what is my name? I haven't said my AKAs in a while.
Were you about to call yourself No Chill Drew?
I know.
Good job, Abby.
AKA Sick Flair, AKA Total Mac, in the building, as always, with my boy, Swervy Lee, AKA Swervy Atmos, AKA Swollen Pal, AKA Two Sub Swerve, AKA or FKA Yoko Tuna, AKA Young 1000. How you feeling, big dog?
Man, you AKA 03 with that 03 swag you giving them too.
I'm trying to get there, man. Trying to, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. Feeling good after last night. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna talk about it. Pretty sure you would. I'm feeling kind of happy too, although there was something I didn't like, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Nothing big, but it's all good. Also with us, last but not least, No Chill Drew, aka EGB, stands for everybody getting buried, aka the Applebee's Don, aka Dollar Rita Drew, aka oh. You hear that recoil?
No silencer on this one, no.
And my neighbors are yelling very loud.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to hear in the background. Well, fuck you, bitch. Bam, 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 bam.
Drew, just park outside of my house at like 3 a.m.
I'm just waiting for fucking gunshots. I'll see you in hell.
I'm waiting for this shit to be over, just like the Irishman. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Run a little too long. Come on, Martin. Let's hurry this up.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that because of the length.
Dude, it is very
crazy
long.
thing is, there's somebody in the credits who got credit for editing the fucking film. What the fuck did you edit? Motherfucker's 6 months long. Like, bro, you fucked up.
I mean, Marty's a little mouthy when it comes to superhero movies, but that was a big middle finger to the film industry, if you ask me.
I don't mind a movie being long as it's action, but if you're just talking, I'm gonna go to sleep.
I mean, if it's intriguing, maybe, but like, I can't imagine Joe Pesci in 2019 saying something super intriguing.
Well, he can make you feel, if he can pull it off and make you feel like someone's about to die for 3 hours, I'll just do it. As long as somebody dies at the end.
Then I'm just thinking now, those poor old men just sitting there, not knowing when the shooting for the day will be over. They're all over 8 years old. Come on, Marty. You got to be better. How was everyone's time off? We missed last week, but we're back this week. Everybody good? Everybody rested?
If you're looking for last week's episode, it's right with Joe Biden's $2,000 check. So once you get that, you'll get last week's episode.
Hey,
I'm mailing it out right now.
Right there with Biden's check. Right there with Trump's Clorox COVID protection, right there with
Nice try.
right there with restaurants being open back up. Right, it's there. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah, everything's good over here. Just a lot been going on in the wrestling world. A lot. So we're gonna get to that today. We have a lot to go over. We're gonna just skip over Elimination Chamber. We're gonna gloss over. You hit the 30-second skip mark on the episode, you're gonna miss to talk about it. It's gonna be that quick. We've got Revolution to talk about. We've got what they've been giving us 2 weeks in a row on Monday Night Raw have been good episodes. We've got SmackDown to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. WrestleMania season dirt. We got a lot to get to. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on SoundCloud, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, and YouTube under the moniker No Pyro Podcast. Drew.
Yes.
We normally start AEW, but to catch the people up who've been sleeping under a rock, or for the ones who just listen to us and don't go anywhere else for their news. Elimination Chamber happened. That was a pretty good pay-per-view, might I add. There was a winner on the men's side on the Raw, which was Drew McIntyre. And he ended up losing via cash-in to Miz at that pay-per-view. Miz became the WWE champion, which I said it would happen. We'll talk about his reign a little bit later.
I have 2 gripes about the show, and when you're ready, I can give you my gripes.
Okay, all right. We also had Roman Reigns defending ultimately his championship. I believe it was Daniel Bryan that won their Elimination Chamber match.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So Daniel Bryan and Roman, that's out the way for now. So Roman got the one-on-one after that 6-man elimination match. Roman retained.
He shot the fair one.
Shot the fair one, I mean. And that was pretty much the synopsis of that. Also, I do need to say how you two schleps are so wrong about Keith Lee. He didn't even compete in the match. I knew what was going on Riddle. You could see it from a mile away. Keith Lee
was pulled. He was in the match, but he was pulled.
Yeah, he was pulled. That's the only reason Riddle got it.
Well, no, he was pulled because he was hurt.
Yeah, injured.
Yeah, but like I told you, he was hurt, but don't want to believe me. So, that's the brief overview of what happened that night. Drew, what are your gripes?
So my first gripe, and this is me just being petty. When Miz cashed in, I remember back in the day, like when you would cash in, like let's say when Dolph Ziggler would cash in or Edge, man, you cashed in, the match fucking started. It doesn't matter if the champion's hurt, whatever. Match starts. Get your shit together. Miz cashes in. We're waiting fucking like 5 minutes for the ref to get Drew McIntyre to his feet. Let me get you a rest. Get you a smoke break. Let me get you to your feet. It's like, bro, come on. Fucking, this kills the fucking heel cash in. The fact that he cashed in, it's like, well, hang on. Let him get his balance. Like, remember the first cash in with John Cena? Dude's fucking a bloody mess, barely standing, and they're just like, yeah, match is starting. Sorry.
Yeah.
My second gripe is when Bianca Belair announced who she was facing at WrestleMania. This might have been on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was on SmackDown.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get to it now because I've started talking about it. And that is when she announced that she was going to be challenging Sasha Banks for the title belt in the most unnatural fucking way possible. Bianca Belair says, okay, I'm going to challenge you, and then points at the WrestleMania sign, staring at the crowd, staring at the hard cam. Sasha Banks turns, stares at the hard cam, holding up her belt, not staring at each other, not doing a stare down or anything like that. Not, oh my gosh, they can't wait to face each other. Nope. We're going to smile, be happy about this, and stare parallel to each other.
They still haven't decided what Sasha is yet. They don't know what to make her a heel or a face.
Okay, but at the same time, like I'm not interested in, hey, let's just stare parallel and stare at the screen because we need a fucking, thumbnail for YouTube. Like, don't give me that shit. Give me a fucking stare down.
You want them to pull on the championship belt like Brock and Roman?
I don't want that, but I at least want to stare down. I at least want them to look at each other. Like, fuck.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I agree. But what I do like is that they're starting WrestleMania banter early. Because last year it was like a normal pay-per-view, it's 4 weeks. We're at 6 right now. We are 6 weeks away from WrestleMania. And they're starting to talk about what's going to happen at Mania versus Fastlane, which I really love. And on Fastlane, I better not get everybody who's going to be on the 37 card, because that's not how it should be. Got to treat that pay-per-view like Sunday Night Heat. Don't give me everybody. Give me some people.
I agree.
Yeah, so let's jump into Raw. Nothing happened on SmackDown after that. But Raw happened last week. Miz, there was something happened that was weird. There was no Drew McIntyre, no rematch clause. I thought that was kind of interesting. But you had a provision where Miz was going to defend the championship against Lashley, and then Strowman came in the ring. And he thought he decided to get a shot, and Sami Zayn was out there, and just a lot going on. It ended up being where yesterday's Raw, it would have been Miz against Bobby Lashley for the championship. We will talk about that. We'll also talk about, you guys did, Drew already talked about the SmackDown side, the Raw side for the women's division, Charlotte and Asuka. That's what we're going to get. I knew the tag team bump, quote unquote, would happen. We got that last week on Raw. Then you got last night's Raw with Charlotte coming out, which we'll talk about. And things are starting to shape up. So I'm not to the level of, okay, I'm ready. I'm a little excited. I talked to a buddy of mine earlier, put out some matches. I'm looking at the card. So far, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. So before we get to WWE or some more of it, let's go ahead and get to some AEW.
All right. So last week's AEW kicked off with a bootleg Chinese ripoff of a match that happened in 2014. What you would have normally seen is Dean Ambrose taking on Dolph Ziggler. But here you get Jon Moxley taking on the Hollywood hunk, Ryan Nemeth. I mean, it was a decent match, but at the same time, like, I kind of don't want to see Dolph Ziggler's younger brother anymore. They announced that the match between Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley would be an exploding barbed wire death match.
Oh my God. They gotta stop these Party City matches, man. Come on, man.
If you're wondering what that match looks like, just look back to all of Mick Foley's old shit from Japan. That stuff. Next, we have Brian Cage and Ricky Starks taking on the Varsity Blondes. Okay, Sting showed up, of course.
Oh, no, you're yelling the hell out of this, Drew.
What?
All right, so match ends, and all of a sudden, there's this promo that's being cut. I don't know if you watched this, but I did. Of Sting dragging a body on a motorcycle. I don't know where the hell they were at. Some desert in Arizona somewhere.
Shout out to the boss man and Big Show for doing it first.
Yo. So I'm watching this, and they show who's in the body bag, and it's Darby Allin. So then all of a sudden, you know how wrestling works. The video montage normally leads to, them being 2 minutes away from the arena. So Sting comes out on the cycle with the body bag strapped behind him. And in the body bag, it is not Darby Allin. It is the son of, what's his face?
Red Hook from Brooklyn?
No, whose son was it, Drew? I can't think of his name.
What's Taz's son?
Yeah, it was Taz's son. You're right.
Look.
Taz's son is in the body bag. And as he's coming out, of course, I hear, it's Sting! Bro, can we stop with this already? So, as Sting is walking out, he then WrestleMania points to Darby Allin, who's coming in, like Shawn Michaels in 97. He comes into the ring, and we get a Scorpion Death Drop, and we get Darby Allin looking like Sting's son. It was just a big mess.
They're going to fight for the custody of Hook.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Taz is at the entrance, tending to his son. So Revolution is going to be very funny. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. The next one was Jake Hager taking on Brandon Cutler. And then what we had Hangman Page taking on Isaiah Cassidy. That was a pretty decent match. Let's see. Hangman Page got the win in that one. Matt Hardy came out, cut a promo. He vowed to hurt every member of the Dark Order. He began with 5, sending him off the stage through a table. Yep. Next up, we have a women's world title eliminator match. Britt Baker taking on Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose got the win.
I was shocked at the outcome of that one.
I was too, but at the same time, I mean, I'm sure they're still trying to push Nyla Rose. I understand Britt Baker is probably their bigger name, but...
Yeah, but for what, though? She's been doing all that work on TV, and then you have somebody who we don't even see that often just come in and beat her. What was the point of that? I mean,
you know how it is.
If it was the almighty Rio, but,
Did you say the almighty Rio? In my head, I just get her doing the Bobby Lashley pose. Face of the Revolution ladder match qualifier, Rey Fenix taking on Lance Archer. Archer defeats Phoenix. That was the main event. I didn't watch much of it.
I'm not
everything
feeling
going on
Archer's
Chamber and everything. I was kind of like wrestled out that week.
I'm not feeling Archer as a good guy. Where we stand on that?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I'm not feeling him as a good guy at all, especially when his nickname is the Murder Hawk. Nobody's sitting there going, "Oh gosh, we need somebody to look up to for our kids." Murder Hawk sounds like a good one.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not saying he can't ever be one, but it's way too soon, and it didn't really mean anything.
Let's bring the Murder Hawk to our school to teach our kids about staying off the streets.
Dare?
Yeah. Hey kids, it's the Dare program with the Murder Hawk. Say no to violence, kids. Here's the Murder Hawk to tell you more.
That sounds like an SNL sketch or a sketch.
Turn on the fucking child safety videos about what to do if there's a school shooter, starring the fucking Murder Hawk.
Hey, what's your name, mister? Murder Hawk.
I'm the Murder Hawk. And here's Jake the Snake Roberts, my manager, who sounds like he just smoked an entire carton of cigarettes.
He don't even choke slam a bum on the way to the ring. I mean, he just got so watered down.
He fucking kills the janitor on the stage. Hey kids, I'm your hero.
I'm here to save the day. Oh my goodness, was that the main event of AEW?
That was.
Okay, so we have a pay-per-view coming up, and it's Revolution. Is this their WrestleMania?
No.
No, that's All In. I'm tripping. What am I even thinking about? Do they have? I know their pay-per-views are like way less than WWE. Is there a big 2, big 3?
Is this their SummerSlam?
I think that, yeah, I would say it's kind of like their SummerSlam. I mean, last year's was really solid. Thing is, they've only had 2 years worth of pay-per-views, so it's hard to tell what they consider their big hitters.
Or is this more like their Hog Wild?
Oh God!
Oh, get the fuck out of here!
Go back.
Speaking of Hog Wild, by the way, I think that we forgot to mention this. The news broke literally the day after we would have done our podcast last week. AEW's newest signing, Paul White.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Paul White, the man of many talents.
That's why his Netflix show got canceled.
What's that?
That's why his Netflix show got canceled, coming over to the other side.
Drew, besides the word pissed, what would you describe Vince McMahon being when he heard this news?
Oh, hurt.
So is those guys that have been there for 20 plus years, man.
I don't think it was that hurt.
I don't know. You know what? I think there's some guys that have been there so long. I think Vince actually considers them family.
But Big Show crossed territories when WCW was quote unquote thriving still. So I don't.
Yeah, but he's still been there for like 20 fucking years.
Yeah, he was there. He debuted in what, 99 at
Yeah.
Oh God, what
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Wasn't that in Buffalo?
No.
Oh.
Listen, he was made a jobber the very next night, so I think Vince McMahon had it coming.
So I do want to say Big Show is a man of many talents, and somehow AEW hired him to do the one thing he's not talented in, and that's commentate.
Well, so here's my question. Will he, by the end of the year, still be a commentator, or will he be a commentator like your boy Taz Mission over there?
Well, I think that's the reason that they brought him in, is because Taz is going to be moving away from commentary. Because of the fact that he's with Team Taz, it's like, okay, can't really have you in Team Taz and a commentator.
Can I also say this? I don't know if I can go 2.5, 3 hours of listening to Big Show's voice.
Oh my God, did you see that move? Oh my God, dude.
It definitely sounds like he is a garbage can processing the garbage to be disposed as he's talking. Like there's something always in his mouth. Like
he's only there to comment on Shaq's matches. Get something started.
Oh. Well.
Back in the 70s, parents were super scared of rock albums that if you played them in reverse, you'd hear the devil. And Big Show sounds like what that actually fucking sounded like when you reversed a rock and roll album.
Yes, I agree. It is daunting. I don't know if I could take a lot of that. But hey, you're trying something new because big guys don't get on commentary.
I mean,
are they too big?
I think that's the reason why.
Well, I mean, first off, the commentary table's only so fucking big. I mean, he's gonna look like an American in a fucking Venice little riverboat. Like it's just like, hey, it's for Europeans, and then you get some fucking 400-pounder from the Bronx, like, hey, move over.
They could just get him one of the Saudi arena sheets. He can sit on those, commentate.
Nah, they can't do that.
That's a fucking couch.
Now, I will say this. If I see a wrestler, a manager, anybody get tossed on the table, and I see Big Show act gingerly as if he's going to get hit, I know. Please don't react like you're Jerry the King Lawler. Okay, like a wrestler's throwing at you, and now you're not a wrestler anymore. You're just a bystander.
Listen,
man. My question though, can it possibly be worse than Young Rock?
You know what? That show was not bad, Drew. Stop it.
5 million views the first week.
I mean, it's 5 million views because it's Young Rock, but I mean, those numbers are going to fall.
I don't know who you hate more, The Rock.
I don't hate The Rock, but that show is garbage. I tried to watch.
It might be 50-50 on the blind justice scale of you hating Rock and you hating Rick Wagner. I don't know who you hate more.
Watching that show, I legitimately do think The Rock does scream his name when he comes. Because that's a man who loves to jerk himself off. Like, you had Everyone Loves Chris, or Everyone Hates Chris. And it's like, okay, it's a show about Chris Rock when he's a younger kid. But it was funny because it's like, yeah, you know, it's like the shit that I could have gotten into. This is like, no, it's a step-by-step autobiography of my life. And you will enjoy it.
The first episode, though, you got to give him some love. He did dedicate it to Pops. You can't hate that.
Sure, Drew will find a way. I
mean, the man's been dead for like 5 years, and
oh god,
The Rock barely acknowledged it when he did die.
I don't think he was gone that long.
No, he's not 5 years. It was like 2 years.
Yeah.
When did Rocky Johnson die? Let's Wikipedia this shit.
I think he passed away in 2020. We were on lockdown, dude.
We were not in rock. Oh. We weren't in lockdown, but he did die in 2020.
Every time we have to Wikipedia something, you always lose. You notice that? Aren't you tired of doing that?
Hey man, our heads don't learn, man. You know. Yeah. So, you know, I just don't know if Big Show will be contained to commentary. They've got to feel like AW in the sense that they have an ace in a hole by bringing him over. I mean, Big Show's in good shape. He's young.
I'm gonna say this as nobody else will. Big Show is there to put over Wardlow.
Really?
He's there to get that Shaq match.
And to put over Wardlow. He's gonna beat Shaq.
So when is he scheduled to make his first appearance? Is it gonna be tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
Because isn't Shaq supposed to come on tomorrow?
Let me see.
Because I don't tell it.
I hate how he spells his last name because it's always like, it's so weird.
Shaq?
No, Big Show.
Like Wight. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when he's actually supposed to be. I think he might actually still have like a no compete clause where he can't actually be on the show. But oddly enough, did you hear why he quit WWE?
Nope.
So they had an old school Raw about a month or so ago, where they had like a lot of like the different like legends come back and stuff like that, and Big Show is among them. And I guess backstage, Randy Orton was somewhat disrespectful to Big Show. He was running his mouth and saying some dumb shit, and Big Show didn't like it. You know, Triple H just like kind of like laughed about it, like, you know, whatever, dude. It's just like, you know, it's kind of true, but you know, whatever. And Big Show just said, you know what, fuck it, and quit. Literally just went up to Vince and was like, yeah, I quit.
He was doing that on air though.
You mean
I guess it was something where he took it to heart, and yeah, he quit.
After all the stuff he'd been through, Randy Orton was the one that made him leave.
To be fair, I mean, I'm sure that it might have been something where Randy Orton had been fucking with them for a while. Randy Orton's been known to do that. And
just break his face.
Huh?
Just break his face. He'll shut up.
I've also heard that it was something where they couldn't come to terms on a contract, so Big Show kind of used it as, well, Randy Orton's talking shit, I want out, and it's just, you're not paying what I want to be paid. What it's looking like is he's going to be the commentator for AEW's new TV show, which is AEW Dark Elevation, which is like basically AEW Dark. It's just being renamed.
Call it AEW Light.
What's that?
You should just call it AEW Light.
This fucking guy.
Randy Orton's been talking a lot of shit recently, and we're gonna get to it in a minute because he can't keep certain people's names out of his mouth, especially on social media. I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Drew, are you aware?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Swerve?
I am not.
Oh, you'll find this very entertaining.
Somebody who I personally did not think we'd ever be talking about on this fucking podcast.
Right.
Well,
but it fits in because we do sometimes talk about video
that.
games. And he is a video game pioneer.
I'll give you a hint. And we'll end it at that. Roman Reigns.
That's my hint.
That's my only hint I'm giving you. Roman Reigns.
I don't know if we have the same person in mind if we was talking smack to on social media.
Oh no, we definitely do, Drew. You just have to think.
Okay, what did you want to get to next?
Let's go ahead and hit up. Do we want to end with Revolution, or do we want to end with Raw?
It doesn't matter.
We gotta end with Raw, baby.
Yeah, so we'll do Revolution now.
Okay, hit it up.
All right, so we have so far 8 matches on the card. First match that we have is the Casino Tag Team Royale for a future Tag Team Championship match. So far, the participants are Bear Country, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, Santana Ortiz, Butcher and Blade, Private Party, Top Flight, and one more to be announced. Well, are we just moving on from that, or are we gonna like give a prediction? Or
well, yeah, I know if you want to start it off, I'll go with B&B.
Butcher and Blade.
Yeah, I'll go with them to get the Vic.
Hey, I thought I saw Butcher or Blade walking down one of these streets over here, walking the dog.
You probably did.
Look like something he aware.
So let me just. This is them involved with the Young Bucks, correct?
So the winner will get a tag team championship match.
Okay, because I saw Young Bucks come out last week. I didn't know what to make of their.
They're not in this match, but they are the current champions.
You know how sometimes writers of wrestling shows like to show their hand early based on, having certain potential champions feud with other potential number one contenders.
Yeah.
That's what last week, so that's why I'm going with B&B. Just because they came out.
I'm going to go Private Party just because they've been on somewhat of a roll since they turned heels.
Okay.
Did you have anything, Swerve? Or?
I don't even know what we're talking about, bro.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. What match is this again?
This is the first match. This is a Casino Tag Team Royale match.
Who's the champions?
This is for a number one contender match. Do you want me to read the participants again?
Yes, please.
Bear Country, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, Santana Ortiz, Butcher and Blade, Private Party, Top Flight, and To Be Announced.
To Be Announced has a strong chance in this, but I'm going to go with Santana Ortiz.
Okay.
Just to create some conflict with MJF and Jericho.
All right. Next, we have another tag match. It is Miro and Kip Sabian taking on Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor.
Orange Cassidy and Taylor for my prediction. I just like iron's hot. You know, you want to get that extra little bit of steam. You got to press that button, and that's what they're gonna do with Orange Cassidy. I think he's gonna get the victory, along with LA's best rapper in the 20th century. I mean, Chuck Taylor.
What about you, Swerve?
Yeah, I like Cassidy. You know I'm picking Cassidy, so.
Cassidy, the problem.
All right, I'll pick them as well. Next match that we have is the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. The Young Bucks taking on Chris Jericho and MJF with Wardlow. Somebody using a vibrator over there? Like, what the fuck was that?
That's my controller.
Man, Swerve. Quarantine got to
That's why he's not paying attention.
Dilly Dilly. That's the Dilly Dilly.
Like Holly Berry over there, Monsters Ball, make me feel good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, the comedic timing. You know, Drew, I spoke earlier so matter-of-factly about the Young Bucks retaining. But this MJF and Jericho thing, I don't know. From what I've been watching, they've been on a roll with TV time, and they're not together for any reason. But I'm just gonna go with the faction. I'm gonna go with Young Bucks to retain. I don't see Jericho and MJF winning. I mean, I do, but I don't. It's tough.
Yeah. I think that the Young Bucks are going to win just purely because I think something's going to happen between Jericho and MJF.
Well, let me say this too. I'm not the biggest, staunchest W watcher, but I have gone back to YouTube. I have gone back to look just so I can have some type of information. And the past couple weeks I've been watching, even though MJF's been talking shit to random celebs on Twitter, him and Jericho have been, taking the proverbial ball and making it roll every Wednesday night. So that's why this is tough for me.
But I do feel like Sammy's going to get involved somehow.
Well, yeah, because we haven't seen him in how long?
Couple weeks.
Yeah.
Hasn't he been doing work on Impact or something like that? Or had a problem with Impact?
Yeah. Did we talk about that at all?
I don't think so. I could have missed it though.
Unless we were supposed to talk about it last week. We'll talk about it after the Revolution breakdown. Well, yeah, basically what happened with him was we talked about it. Because he refused to go over there, and he kind of was like, oh, we should change the way that we're going to be doing the booking and all that, and Impact kind of got all pissed off and just canceled the whole thing, and they kind of got heat on him for it. Yeah, we definitely talked about it.
Yeah, I do remember that. Swerve, who you got in this one? MJF and Jericho or the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Champs?
MJF and Jericho.
All right. Next match we have is the street fight that everyone's talking about. Brian Cage and Ricky Starks taking on Darby Allin and the young up-and-comer Sting. If this is going to be a custody of hook on a pole match, I cannot wait for Tony Schiavone to go, it's your puppy.
I don't know. I'm not
Do
paying
we
for
all
this.
lose?
Nor am I watching this. I don't care if I'm, Pirates of the Caribbean. But I do want to find out how Sting's gonna look in this match, because that Scorpion Death Drop that he delivered wasn't shabby. The powerbomb he took wasn't shabby. I just want to see how he's gonna look in the ring. I do feel like Sting and Darby are gonna get the win. Darby's actually gonna get the pin. I don't see any other outcome. I will say, if there are any ways I can bet on this, I'm willing to bet I'll see a Taz mission or an attempt on Saturday.
So I feel like this is going to be less about how good Sting is in the ring and more about how well Brian Cage and Ricky Starks can sell for Sting in the ring. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I don't think that we're going to be expecting big things from Sting. I think that we're going to need those two to pull out all the stops to make Sting look good.
Dude, they look good as hell last Wednesday on Dynamite. Starks looked good. I was like, yo, they made Heidenreich a clone and put some real good moves on him and made him 20 years younger.
I do think that Darby and Sting are going to get the win in this one, just because, I mean, you're not bringing Sting in to lose. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, nobody would do that.
What do I say? Sarcasm.
Okay, so Swerve, who do you think is going to get the win here?
I mean, Sting debuted before and lost. Why not have it again? Okay. Take the pin, why don't you?
Next match we have is
nothing to say, huh?
You're just a hater, dude. You are a hater.
Dude, it's right there on the network. Go look it up.
You have shit on every match on this card so far.
No, I haven't. I just gave you my what's the name? I gave you my I picked my winner. I didn't do that in any of the matches. I do think that Darby Allin and Sting are going to lose.
Okay. Next up, we have AEW Women's Championship match. Hikaru Shida will be defending against the winner of the tournament. Looks like we're getting the tournament final tomorrow night, which will be between Nyla Rose and Ryo Mizumi. The winner will face Shida at the pay-per-view. That one's just going to be too tough to really call, since we don't even know what the match is going to be.
I will kick this off. She is going to win. It doesn't matter who's going to win the tournament now, because they took the best person out of it.
I will ditto Swervy, and I'll go with Shida.
Yeah. I mean, the only other person I can see is Nyla Rose, just to, put it on her, but
pause. But I know that's your girl. I definitely know you've been wanting to put it on her for a minute. My man say, yo, I wanted to put it on you, baby. Word to Ja Rule and Vita, you know what I mean?
Oh, man. This is why we get 9 listens a week.
Podcast is about to get canceled. It is 2021, and you're talking very spicy.
We're all about inclusion over here. No one gets left out. It just so happens that, this is your party.
She got a dick.
Okay, we're definitely about to get canceled. Oh, man. What's next, Drew? So we can get the hell on.
Next up, we have Hangman Page versus Matt Hardy in a big money match.
Oh, another classic.
The winner will receive the loser's first quarter earnings. Yay.
Big money, big money, money.
What would it receive? First quarter earnings?
So they would receive their first quarter paycheck.
Yo, AEW, stop going so far left with this shit, man. You don't have to do this. You really don't. The first person who wins gets to use the bathroom first after a long trip. Like, who gives a fuck? Enough.
They might as well be offering the gift card that we supposed to be offering when we get 50 subs.
You get $10 off a Jersey Mike's. Who gives a shit, man? Enough. Don't patronize me like this, man, because I'm going to talk about you. Damn. Drew, you can't handle that way. You know that was funny.
I mean, they might as well be giving out promo codes, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, man. Seriously, not giving them out. Like,
loser gets a $12 media play gift card.
Yo, they got the 16-digit promo code. They flashed it real quick and they took it away. First one who gets it.
Oh man.
Oh.
The winner gets the coupon book from fucking Burger King.
Tell us what city you say you're located in, you'll get it. Oh my God. Stop with this, man. You told me I can't get paid now? Is that it? If I lose?
Winner gets unlimited text and talk after 9.
Motherfucker lose the match, yo, call me back, man. It's 8:59, and then the minutes just keep on running. He get done talking at 10 o'clock, he get the bill next month, and you know your minutes, dog.
Winner gets their taxes done first.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're like one step away from coronavirus vaccine on a pole match.
Yo,
Yo, someone's gonna do that.
Okay. Now, if you do that, then I'm not mad at you because that's funny.
Someone's gonna actually do that in some league. You watch. It might not be the main ones, but it's gonna be some indie league. Someone's gonna do that.
Oh my God! They bring somebody out now. He's been infected with the UK strain of the COVID-19. You have to touch him after he gets done with the match because you lose. No. Now
it'll be like TNA's Feast or Famine. There'll be 2 crates in the opposite corners. One of them contains the vaccine of coronavirus. The other one has a sick midget that'll cough on you when it's opened.
Oh my God. Oh, AEW. That was funny.
We still haven't said who we thought's going to win that match.
I don't even know who the hell's in the match.
It's Hangman Page and Matt Hardy.
Don't fucking figure. Oh. You think he's like in the locker room? He's like, yo, 30 years, man, I've been doing this. And this is what I've been reduced to.
I'm so glad I came to AEW to get away from that dumb shit in WWE.
Yo.
Oh, God.
Sad, man. Sad.
Oh.
Wrestling for a check that you have earned is almost humiliating as watching your brother get humiliated by getting teased about being a drunk. He's got a real drinking problem. And they say, hey, we got an angle for you. We're going to come up with pints of beer and Jack Daniels and taunt you about how you're such an alcoholic. Jesus.
Well, I mean, it can't be any worse than Matt Hardy literally fucking coming out and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna make sure it's gonna be my goal to hurt everyone in the Dark Order." You know, the group whose leader literally just died like a month ago. Now I'm gonna hurt everyone else in that group. You're all next. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
The North Carolina boys, man, they're a little different. A little different up there in Cameron.
So, who you got for this match?
I'm gonna go with Hangman.
It's Hangman Page. You damn shit.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy
needs some
had
money.
to get a check just before accepting this stipulation.
Oh. Matt Hardy definitely needs some money, though. Holy shit.
That was
Next up, we have a Face of the Revolution ladder match. Why did we gotta fucking name it like this? Winner gets a future AEW TNT Championship match. We have Cody, Scorpio Sky, Pentagon, Lance Archer, 10, Max Caster, and to be announced.
I don't even give a fuck, dude. I don't know.
I can see Pentagon winning that.
I don't want to guess because I haven't been watching this at all.
Okay. So Max Caster, when I click on him in Wikipedia, takes me to the Wikipedia page of Rich Caster, who is a 72-year-old former wide receiver for the New York Jets. And I was super confused until I saw that his son is the wrestler in AEW.
The only caster that matters.
Drew.
Huh.
I was going to say get away from AEW, but I'm not going to get away from AEW. Just a quick comment. There is a person that we haven't talked about, that we have talked about in the past, that is currently trending #1 on Twitter right now. And I just know the person that we talked about earlier tonight that may be involved in another feud Saturday or the days after that will never trend #1 on Twitter. But enough of the relevant talk. You can continue.
I mean, right now, Texas is trending #1 on Twitter. So
No, not on mine.
Okay. So, who do we think is going to win this match, by the way?
Swerve said Pentagon. I don't have anybody.
Good. I'm going to say Scorpio Sky. Okay. Main event. Exploding barbed wire death match for the world title. Jon Moxley against Kenny Omega.
I wish we were in the same room for this podcast, though. I'm just shaking my head. These Scream indie titles for these matches. I mean, whatever. Before I give you a answer, I just want to ask, how do you think his reign is going so far as champion?
I think it's better than Moxley's. That's for sure. I'm definitely not disappointed with it. I mean, he's opened the door to other promotions. He's a watchable champion, a good heel champ.
Yeah, he's definitely more with it than Moxley did.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't see a short reign for Omega, so I'm gonna go with him retaining.
I agree.
Moxley's promo just sounds like I'm going away for a while, so Kenny will retain.
Are we gonna get a bloodbath?
Well, they better because Moxley can't wrestle all that well.
I agree with that. So, or no chill.
That's it for Revolution.
You picked Omega. You picked Omega as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And for me, the jury's still out on Omega. I'm waiting. He is better than Moxley, but I'm waiting to see like something else, I guess. from his presentation, if you will.
I think the lack of a full crowd hurts somebody like Omega. As far as being a real, true heel that he could be. I'm wrong, but I feel like that kind of hurts him.
Possibly.
Just because they had to get so creative with him going over to Impact and that promotion. And
well, what's his charisma level on a scale from 1 to Rock?
Because
that's what I feel like he's lacking for me.
Probably Billy Gunn.
So a 4.
Yeah, it's not that high up. There is something there though. And especially for you to have the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it has to develop.
I mean, he's about 40, right?
Which one?
Omega. This is developed right now. It probably won't be there.
Asked on the charisma scale 1 to Rock, where does he rank? And I said Billy Gunn.
I don't think he's Billy Gunn, not at all. He's not Rock either, but
well, who is he then?
I would say he's more of
closer with the Edge, maybe.
Yeah, an Edge or
I put Edge as like a 6.5 highest.
As a babyface, he's not nearly as high as a heel. As a heel, I would give him a 7. As a babyface, I give him a 5.
Who's the better heel, him or Seth Rollins?
Him.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I feel like Seth Rollins' charisma is a bit higher than him.
Yeah, me too.
Seth Rollins, man, I don't know why, but man, I liked him when he had his authority around him. Like that was a solid heel time. But right now, like I could give a fuck.
Well, yeah, you know what, Drew? I agree. It depends on what type of heel work you're gonna have this dude doing, because there's 2 different kind of heels with Seth Rollins. I will say that this Messiah shit is terrible.
I'm not even gonna say
Seth kind of needs that support, that support structure as a heel, whether it be Triple H, whether it be J&J, whoever it be. He needs something to bounce off of.
Well, Kenny has that too, though. He has Don, and he has a group of flunkies.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. I mean, that's just AEW, but I mean, when in New Japan, he was also a heel, and he was one of the biggest wrestlers in the world. If you weren't looking at just WWE,
I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, since we're comparing the two, I wouldn't necessarily say Seth is a better heel than Kenny, but his charisma puts him over to me.
Well, maybe that comes down to the writing, because I feel like if Omega was WWE, he would get more. We probably wouldn't say this. We probably would say he's a better heel than Seth.
Maybe.
See, that's hard to say, because I mean, Seth Rollins, you're not getting his charisma. You're getting literally somebody writing something on a piece of paper and him reading it, and just, hey, how well does he read this? So yeah, I mean, if that's what we're talking about for his charisma is
bullshit, huh? Ain't you, man?
Listen, how am I full of bullshit? That's literally what it is.
We're full of. I said you were still on, meaning you think that every wrestler is given a piece of paper torn out of a composition book. It says, here, say this, look at the hard cam, then get off. No, not everybody does that.
That's exactly what he fucking does.
Oh my God.
He gets in the ring, he looks at the fucking hard cam, and he talks to Cesaro, who's literally right fucking next to him, but he's staring in the hard cam.
So you're telling me after 8-9 years, Seth still doesn't know how to cut a promo?
I didn't say he didn't know how to cut a promo. I'm saying that's not him talking. That's somebody else rating that shit, and he's just rating it good.
You're telling me he can't rift?
What do you mean rift?
Like, go off the script, not have to...
Non-WWE. You know for a fact that motherfucker is a team player. That motherfucker can tell you what Vince McMahon ate for breakfast yesterday. There's no fucking way he goes off the script. What you got for me today, boss? Sounds good.
I know the number in my head. I'm going to ask you anyway, because we've talked about this, I don't know, about 5 or 6 different people. The percentage of wrestlers who go off of the script, what would you say that is out of 100?
Off of the script or off from the script? Like guys who break away from the script and decide, hey, I don't want to read this, or guys who read off of a sheet.
Guys who are handed a piece of paper and someone goes, here, this is what you got tonight. See you later.
Okay, 99%.
I knew it.
And I'll tell you, the one guy who doesn't have to read a fucking script,
Who's
Roman
that?
Reigns.
Oh,
because he's already said him and Paul come up with their own shit.
I can't believe you're saying this.
But if you think that anyone else in that company is coming up with their own shit when everyone's promos sound exactly the fucking same, you're full shit.
Well, if you look at it one way, times have changed or shifted a little bit. So like Cena isn't there, Taker isn't there. Who else would you give that privilege?
I'm so glad you said that, actually. I'm so glad you said that, because that's living proof that everyone reads from a script, because nobody is rising to the top to be the new superstar and be the new number one. And the reason for that is because everyone is given the exact same fucking writing script from the exact same writers. So everyone is on that same equal level. There's nobody like a John Cena who can just use their own natural charisma to become larger than everyone else. Because, yeah, you might have all the charisma in the world. Seth Rollins might be the most charismatic wrestler in the world. He might be the next Cena. We'll never fucking know, because there's a cap to that. There's, hey, here's your script for today. You're a cult leader. Good luck.
I just feel like that 99% is very high. I'm not going to say astronomically high, but I will meet you at 85%. I don't think it's 99. I think there are a handful of people, Seth Rollins included, Sammy.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel like it's some women on there too. Like Charlotte definitely doesn't have to just take anything.
Right.
If you're going to tell me that somebody like Sasha Banks doesn't read from a script, when we just watched on SmackDown, that she holds up the belt and stares right at the hard camera while Bianca Belair awkwardly points at the WrestleMania sign, staring right at the hard camera, that they're allowed to fucking venture off the script somehow.
He's one of them. McIntyre's one of them. Miz is definitely not one of them.
Nia's not one of them, because she just said my whole. I mean, that wasn't scripted.
No, Nia's
but that's not really a promo. That's just her yelling shit because it's Nia.
And she's allowed to do it.
You haven't fired her yet. Fuck it.
Hey, no one hands Shane the script.
Shane or Sheamus?
I have to think about that.
Sheamus Baszler.
I'm the spades fella. No, Shane McMahon does not get handed the script by anybody.
No,
Shane McMahon.
Right.
We're not counting family. You gonna just throw the family in there.
I actually guarantee Shane McMahon's reading from the script.
Somebody like Braun Strowman, that's a script reading motherfucker.
No, that's a guy who's given the script. I don't know if he can read the motherfucking thing, but I mean, he's given the script.
He almost called Adam Pearce Adam McMahon last night, and I just said, poor Braun.
My favorite is the last time you saw Tucker on TV, he showed up backstage holding his fucking script.
Hey.
Motherfucker had his script in his hand and was like, oh shit, and just like tucked it behind his fucking back.
I'm interested to see what Chapter 2 has for Omega though, as far as this reign, because I do think it hasn't been bad. I think it's been pretty good, pretty decent. But you know,
I think it's just his opponent.
Yeah.
Once you get past this Moxley stuff, then perhaps we'll unlock a new level.
I mean, he's had great matches with Phoenix. He's had great matches with.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like the championship stuff, not just what they do.
That was for the championship.
Week in and week out.
That was for the championship.
Yeah, but you didn't think he's going to win it, so it doesn't count.
Okay. That's that dumb shit that you're on. Oh well, yeah, it's okay. Goldberg's back.
I dismissed your whole point. Just dismiss my whole joint right there. I see you, Drew. Oh, Drew, what were you sipping earlier? By the way, I didn't ask.
What was I sipping when I cracked the can open?
Yeah,
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Okay, the new one, the one that John Cena was.
No.
Oh, not that one. Okay.
By the way, every time that he's in that commercial and he like smiles when he talks, creeps me the fuck out.
Cena out here getting that money, man.
He is.
He like, look, I may not be Rock when it comes to these Hollywood blockbusters, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get this 30-second money.
Hey, he's doing it the way Rock did it. Get in those shitty fucking kids films first, and then get the bigger stuff.
Before we move on, best movie John Cena was in. I'm gonna start Cock Blockers.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to say Cock Blockers. I was going to say Trainwreck, but he was better in Cock Blockers.
I don't think I've seen any John Cena films. But with the help of all the other 92 stars, we're going to say Fast 9.
Like I wouldn't think you say something different. Drew, you got a lot of dirt?
I do.
Well, let's go ahead and get to some dirt then.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, so Anna Jay was supposed to be in the women's. What was that?
Good.
Anna Jay was supposed to be in the women's tournament for AEW. However, she did suffer a shoulder injury in training. She is expected to miss 8 to 12 months.
Shoulder injury for carrying all that cake.
I think you're thinking of Ty Conti.
Oh, well, they both got cake, but Ty got probably a bit more.
Cake.
You may have noticed on Raw that Damian Priest versus Elias, as much as it was a okay match, it was also a long match, about 15 minutes. You may be wondering, why on earth are these two going for 15 fucking minutes on Raw? Reason? Well, they're trying to pander to that Hispanic audience. So I hope you like Damian Priest matches, because they're all about to be long as fuck.
Yo, shout out to Damian Priest for keeping that 24/7 championship on Bad Bunny's shoulder, you know what I mean? Although, in my life bingo card, I never thought I'd be calling a man Bad Bunny. But carrying on.
You know what Damian Priest reminds me of?
Ooh.
Turok the Dinosaur Hunter.
Oh, God. I knew he was going to say that.
What he do?
What is it? Is it the hair?
It's just the overall look.
Okay, I can see that.
Well, we mentioned that Randy Orton is feuding with certain celebrities on Twitter.
Drew, bring this in right. Do you have the tweets? I can pull them up.
Let me pull them up.
No, you keep reading. I'll pull them up because I got them.
Well, we like to talk about video games on this channel and wrestling. And there's very few people who could bring together both. But this video game savant who has who has led the console wars into the next generation with his groundbreaking consoles, has decided to start talking some smack about WWE and pro wrestling.
Swerve.
And that is none other.
Hold on. Swerve, any guesses?
I have a guess, but I just don't see how it ties to Roman.
Who's your guess?
Is it a rapper?
Who's your guess?
Soldier Boy?
Swerve, you are correct.
Now, explain to me how this ties to Roman Reigns.
The Superman.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, his fucking dude, that is looser than porn star pussy. What the fuck?
How could you not get that? It's so easy.
I don't think Superman when I look at Roman. Not anymore.
Superman,
I think
what?
Tribal Chief.
That's like looking at a phone booth and going, "Oh, Roman Reigns."
No, it's like looking at a phone booth and thinking Colin Farrell.
I'm just saying the Superman punch. That's all. So this all started with the tweet from Soldier, and his tweet said, "Rap game faker than WWE." Now, Drew, I'm gonna ask you, if there is one thing that wrestlers hate, what is it?
Somebody calling their sport fake.
Yep. Right, you are, sir.
And Randy Orton and T-Bar both caught some feelings about this.
Yeah, I got the T-Bar tweet pulled up right here. So his response to DeAndre says, "Does the rap game take years off your life and leave you with countless injuries and debilitating pain?"
Yeah, good.
That shit sounds like that black and white video that they always played before every DVD.
Oh, well, baby, just take the super soaking hose or whatever it is you did 15 years ago. So this then let Randy Orton come in and respond to T-Bar's tweet by saying, "Fake, dare this prick to step up. He don't like movies. Consider us actors that do stunts without pads, 200 days a year, and don't bitch when we surgically get repaired and come right back. Consider us 100 times tougher than anyone you've come across. Ain't nothing but a bitch ass." So
with the bars.
So Soldier comes back and says, "Do you know who the fuck I am? I'll bring the real to wrestling. Don't play with me. Randy Orton." Oh my God. So then Randy Orton responds. He says, "Crank That came out in 07. You had a hell of a year. Serious money. Hats off to you, my dude. Here's the thing, though. I like rap. I bump that shit all day. Whether it's Tunchi, Meek, Jay-Z," which he says with 2 letters, "by you call what I do to survive fake? Fuck that. Come to my world and say that. Dare ya." So then Soldier responds, "If you mad because I spit facts, just say that. What you do is fake, and I stand on that. What I do is real. Come to your world, LOL. Welcome to Soldier World." And then Randy Orton responded, "You spitting facts? Seem like all you spitting is the same mess you rap about. Nut. Clear your throat, my dog, and be there. Enough talk, back it up."
You know
So,
what this sound like to me?
yeah, so whoever it is, I don't know who Sam Benito is. He says, Randy Orton says, "P.S. Sam Benito would beat the fuck out of you. Why? How?" Go ahead, Drew. I'm sorry.
Sam Benito is Bad Bunny.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know who that was. He said that he would beat the fuck out of you. Why? How? Because he's seen our world, respects it, and knows what it takes, and finds himself lucky to be a part of it. Damn, excuse me. He said, "You want to talk fake? Pawn that cheap ass chain and come work for it. You one hit wonder ass motherfucker." So Randy Orton letting it spew off on Twitter last night. Drew, you saw this. What were your thoughts?
What a time to be alive. First and foremost, speaking of alive, I was shocked to see Soulja Boy not only alive, but also not in a prison after Nintendo fucking scorched earth on his ass. Because I don't know. There's some intellectual properties I wouldn't fuck with, and he fucked with all of them. Yeah.
I'm actually swerve. Is anything gonna get mad at this, or is it gonna be left on Twitter?
Absolutely. Bow Wow, Soulja Boy versus Randy Orton, and T-Bar, WrestleMania.
So I think Bow Wow gets involved in this at some point. Because we talked about this last time where Bow Wow said some stuff. So I guess Bow Wow's responding to different fans, and he goes, "Y'all don't want to see Randy Orton take that L." And he says, "Soulja Boy, 1, 2, 3." Randy in the handicap match against Bow Wow and Soulja. Bow Wow says, "No way we lose." Bow Wow says to Soulja Boy, "Hey, the thing is, we call our own shots and work for ourselves. They got to check in with their boss in order to make things happen." Tags Triple H and says, "We ready to fight." Soulja says, "That's a fact, though. Tell me why the WWE in their feelings for gang. Wrestler or not, I'm sliding."
Okay, so I just want to say, because you brought up this point that they're trying to get with the younger audience and appeal to a younger crowd. So right now, if you listen to this podcast and you're considered Gen Z, I want you to respond to me on Twitter right now when you listen to this. What's your favorite Soulja Boy song? That's all I want to know.
Oh,
what's your favorite Soulja Boy song?
Kiss me through the phone, man. What you mean?
You're not Gen Z, sir. If you're Gen Z, if you're still in high school, what's your favorite Soulja Boy song?
Drew, you are a walking oxymoron. You know that? And heavy on the moron. Let me say this. How are you comparing Gen Z to Soulja Boy when you are saying Shaq is more...
Because they're trying to get younger, apparently. Oh, hey, we're reaching out to a younger crowd. We're getting with the younger crowd. Let's get a one-hit wonder from 2007. Fuck yeah. What's fucking next? Hawthorne Heights is going to sing at the next fucking pay-per-view?
You will leave Hawthorne Heights the hell alone right now. Okay? Their heart is still in Ohio, Drew. You leave them alone.
Mac, I just want to, no homo. I love you for that.
My dog, man. I got to back you up. I mean, you threw the alley. I had to catch it. Listen, new demographic getting involved. I don't care if you're 81 or 18. You got to love it, especially around WrestleMania season. People are tuning in to watch Soulja Boy and Bow Wow.
And Conor McGregor and Triple H.
What is going on?
Let me go to my expert, babe. If Soulja Boy was on in a wrestling match, would you watch it?
No.
Quote, I've said no 3 weeks. I'm done asking. You're fired.
Ask her what her favorite Soulja Boy song is.
What's your favorite Soulja Boy song?
Throw some D's on that bitch.
Oh, okay, yeah. Throw some D's on that bitch. Yeah, that is a good song.
Moving on to the next piece of dirt. NWA Power had removed all their YouTube videos, leaving a lot of fans of the company concerned that they were shutting down. They have just announced that they have secured a new deal with Fight TV, so that's where all their videos will be streamed from now on. So if you're a fan of them, that's where they moved, is Fight TV. And what's it? Speaking of pure evil, a while back we had spoken about the speaking out movement, where women were coming forward in the wrestling industry and labeling the guys who had abused them in the past. Well, guess what? We got overflow.
There's more.
So first and foremost, Marty Scurll, who was called out in this. What's that?
Marty, when we say Marty Scurll, we have to refer to him as the embattled professional wrestler.
Yes, the embattled villain, Marty Scurll, who was at the time Ring of Honor's head booker and top babyface, has not been featured in any company since it all came out. However, he may be headed back to TV, as it looks like New Japan Pro Wrestling is interested in bringing him in. Obviously, New Japan is, they're in somewhat of a bubble. They don't really pay attention to stuff outside of Japan. So because of that, they don't really care about what happened. For those of you who did not know what it was, is he was accused of having sex with one of the students at his wrestling gym when she was drunk. The issue with that was she was 16 at the time. Now, mind you, in England, age of consent is 16. So that's something where, that's not really the big issue. The big issue is she was drunk at the time. And his response to it was, of course, poor. Well, I didn't know she was drunk. Good. Also, blowover of the Speaking Out movement. There was a charity event that was scheduled to take place on March 20th. Wrestling for Women, which was a charity show going towards different causes, supporting the women who were that were speaking out in the in the Speaking Out movement. Is now seeing a lot of backlash because the promotion that was actually behind the event is Joey Ryan's Bar Wrestling.
Oh,
Joey
God.
Ryan, of course, is the guy who got slapped with the most allegations in the Speaking Out movement.
Remember the letter he wrote?
Which was it recent?
No, was he the same one who had that long letter in response to old girl?
Yes, he responded to like 10 different fucking allegations and was like, yeah, none of them are true. And, I guess he's suing one of the girls and stuff. And she's like, dude, like 10 fucking allegations? Like, goddamn, dude. So his Bar Wrestling, which was the promotion he ran before he got, called the, most evilest man in wrestling, was actually the company that was actually running the show in secret. So they were not announcing that they were actually running the show until like a few of the wrestlers actually like noticed on the poster that he was on the poster. And they're like, wait, what the fuck? AEW was actually going to allow their talent to actually work at that show. And now Tony Khan is like, oh, no way. You're all like not going to be working at that show.
Good call, Tony. Serious blowback.
Yeah, he his career's over. He needs to stop doing anything in wrestling. The last thing I have is the Wednesday Night War looks to be officially over between AEW and NXT. NXT is moving to Tuesday nights.
Ooh.
And because of this, they are no longer in competition, it looks like. I'm not sure if this had anything to do with AEW. I know that they weren't 100% happy with the ratings that they were getting. And, being in the ratings several times is probably something where it's like, okay, let's just move this to Tuesday.
I can't believe he's showing signs of defeat, man. You got to put Charlotte on there more.
Nothing says you win more than going, okay, we'll change our fucking time slot.
How long they been beating him for? 83 weeks?
Jesus Christ.
I got a couple of pieces here, Derek. This will be really quick. I won't really tease these. One piece is that Vince McMahon is upset that WrestleMania plans for Edge against Roman. And Miz, the plan with him is going to be a tag team match with him and what is his name? Morrison against Bad Bunny. Apparently that was leaked. Asuka was on a Raw. She lost a tooth.
Or two.
Or three. Thanks to, of course, Nia Jax has to be involved somehow. By proxy, Shayna Baszler kicked her right in her shit. So now she's going to be out for a few weeks. So that's
from the best.
So that's going to be interesting. Rumor is, from Dave Meltzer, is that Cesaro is going to be the opponent for Roman Reigns after Mania 37. They're building him up to be that. So that's interesting there. And that is all that I had.
All right.
Also, Big Cass, he actually showed up at a indie promotion.
And Enzo. So, yeah, and did you see Kaz? Man, he is looking fucking ripped.
I did not see that. Any chance they come back to the WWE?
Not Enzo. Kaz, I mean, he looks in phenomenal shape. If he cleaned up his act and got off, whatever he was on, I can see him making a comeback. Honestly, I can't see any major company taking Enzo in. He was just too hard to deal with. I mean, never say never. I'm sure if they get a sit down with Vince, they could probably talk Vince into bringing him back. But, I mean, yeah, Kaz looks like he's in phenomenal shape. I mean, he looks like what Vince would have wanted him to look like when he was first there. And also, like, I can see him coming back and having, like, a Drew McIntyre story where he gets the championship on his second time around.
Well, you know what? One thing that we've been missing from wrestling, and I mean, you could partly blame COVID, is that surprise return from somebody you don't expect, somebody that's like totally left field. And if he's looking like how Vince wanted him to be when he was back in the company, he could be what I think everyone's yearning for, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they could use the boost. I think their tag team division is lacking. And they could use Enzo and Cass. I think Enzo was always great on the microphone. That was usually Cass's, weakness. But I think together they could really bring some life into whatever show that they're on. If you can get over all the shit that Enzo went through, and the fact that he's kind of a trash human being, Because, yeah, I understand that, the rape allegation was dropped, and then he made a diss track about the girl. which is not a great look.
It's
But
therapy.
What's that?
That's therapy.
I mean, realistically, when that happens, you got one of two things: either the girl, who accused him, has a mental issue, and then you're just making fun of somebody who has mental issues, or he actually did that shit and is now bragging about it on a diss track. But yeah, that's all I got to say about Enzo. Kaz, I hope makes a comeback. Enzo, he is what he is.
Gotcha. One last thing I had a question for, and I know Drew, you would know this answer. What's the deal with former NXT darling Velveteen Dream? Where is he at? What's going on with him? Do you know?
So he's been off TV for some time. Well, because I remember he made a comeback after.
I hear your research.
Well, yeah, because the whole thing is that he had that issue come up where he was accused of sending his Richard pics out to some underage girls. And then, obviously WWE believed in him enough to bring him back. And then he's been off TV since. Let's see. Just seeing if there's anything new on him. I'm not sure if he's injured or what.
So apparently he was in a car accident. Someone told me.
Fuck.
He, I guess, as of February, Triple H spoke on him and said they're denying the allegations about the new photos and that he was actually at the Performance Center.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that WWE, I guess, did their own internal investigation, which I wonder what that looks like. But they're saying that they didn't find anything on their investigation.
Hey, if you look, you'll find your answer. It was Adam Cole was actually in the ring with Velveteen Dream in December.
Yeah, but that was 3 months ago.
There was a match between Velveteen and Adam Cole, though. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said, he came back after he was accused, and a lot of fans were pissed that he came back. And there was like a Fire Velveteen hashtag on Twitter because everyone on fucking Twitter, the softest generation in the fucking world. But Fire Velveteen, and then he just went away, but he's still employed. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's just at the Performance Center. He's still on the roster. He's still training, but he's not in the ring. So I guess what happened was there was a second accuser that came out. I guess, second accuser. After that person came out, WWE kind of, put him on the back burner while they did another quote unquote internal investigation on that. But, it is what it is right now.
Flash me once.
I'll tell you something. Wrestlers and their phones do not mix.
No, not at all.
Just about anybody in their phone don't mix.
He was waiting for Vince to call him up, and then all of a sudden his world came crashing down. Velveteen Nightmare. That's what his name should be now. Okay, so I believe that's it for Dirt.
Yeah, I'm tapped out.
Okay.
No Triple H Conor McGregor news. So I'll skip over that.
I didn't hear anything about that, man. If you got Dirt, man, state your name.
I mean, they was tweeting back and forth, just like Orton the Soldier was. That's all.
Sometimes you can't think through it, you got to tweet through it. I mean, I heard Triple H is going to have a match. I didn't hear Conor McGregor though. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but if it does,
I think this is a ways away. But Conor is definitely a character that would entertain this. He'll do anything for money.
Oh well, yeah, I believe it. I mean, are we all in agreement that he's gonna have a WrestleMania match? He being Triple H.
This year? Well, I mean, it is 2 nights again, right? You got to fill the card out. My question is, who would it be against? What 50-year-old can we put in there against him? Taker one last time.
John Cena.
Oh my God, they would do that. Give you something you really don't want.
But they're gonna peg it as if these aren't shells of themselves, and that's where I have an issue because
This is this is the problem I be having with Triple H and a lot of his matches. He be doing things that he want to do. He don't care what the fans want. Nobody
Agreed.
wanted that Triple H Batista. Nobody wanted that Triple H Randy Orton. He just be doing whatever.
Are you mad at him? He could be Cody Rhodes doing whatever, but he's not.
Wow. Wow.
He's
Okay.
killing.
So,
Inferno Furby matches and shit like that. Silly stuff. He ain't doing all that kind of crazy stuff.
hey, I noticed it's been 3 minutes since I've had the belt. Time to play the game.
You talk all that crap, Drew, but Triple H will come out on SmackDown the Friday before Mania and cut the best promo for any superstar during WrestleMania season.
And then he'll fly all the way to Saudi Arabia just to tear his pec off the bone in like 3 seconds. And have one of the worst tag team matches anyone has ever seen in their lives.
I mean, hey, that's the breaks, man.
That's the breaks.
What do you expect him to do?
Not be there.
You know he's a whore, man.
He is.
I tried to get my Chris Tucker on. You know he's a whore, man. I couldn't do it. But that's what he does. Can't stay away.
He's definitely a bottom.
I don't mind him being a part of it, but he just picks like bad matches. It's kind of like what Shane does. Him and Shane, they do the same thing. They give you matches that nobody wants.
Oh, you mean like Braun Strowman and Adam Pearce against Her Business? You're right.
Listen, can we get to Raw, please? Or whatever. What we got next? I got some things to say about that.
I see. Brief overview of SmackDown last week. We've got Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso upcoming in a cage match on this upcoming Friday. What the hell does that mean? I have no idea.
Well, that's because Daniel Bryan lost the chance to be number one contender against Jey Uso. So it's like, hey, you lost your match. Here's another match. Like, doing this shit again.
With Kofi Kingston? Yeah, I know.
But hey, at least no one's paycheck is on the line.
I mean, I'm waiting. I don't know if we're gonna get like the promo where Edge appears on SmackDown this upcoming week. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but Edge has to make some type of TV appearance coming up soon. We got Bianca Belair announcing her official match with Sasha.
Well, his decision.
By the way, Edge was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah, his decision was made, so he don't have to show up there for another month now.
No, he was on SmackDown last week.
I don't think he made his decision yet.
He did.
He did. He speared Roman at Elimination Chamber and pointed at the sign.
Oh,
and
okay.
then on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan said that, he doubts that Edge could beat Roman, and he definitely can't beat Daniel Bryan. So Edge showed up. He's like, "What's that supposed to mean?" And so they had a little bit of a stare down.
That's what AEW needs. They need a sign point.
No, please don't fucking do that shit. That shit's awful.
You know, it's a side point in season, man.
Listen, I pointed to a sign when I went outside today. Just to let them know.
What time it is? See what I mean? Sometimes you gotta let what time it is. You know what though? That's like when you walk in Best Buy and you're ready to make that big boy purchase, and you just point at the TV you want.
Yeah, you don't even speak to the rep. You just point at the 86-inch joint. Like, I want that right there.
They're the associate, and you're like, yo, without saying it, you like, yo, this is the one I want. Pack this bitch up and let's get out of here. I mean, again, you have to understand what WrestleMania is. That's why when people trip on, man, you said Steve's 86 years old, but you got Edge and Brock Lesnar and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't listen to that shit because it's fodder. I know what WrestleMania is. It is not a night of wrestling. It's a night of spectacles. That's what it is. I get to see APA. I get to see Diamond Dallas Page. I get to see, Terry Funk. I used to get to see him.
Wait a second. When have we seen those three things at WrestleMania?
At one point. I get to see, Terry Reynolds and all these cast of characters. It's about the night. There's really no carryover. WrestleMania is the end of the season for wrestling, even though the next night they do it all over again. That's why I don't get pissed. Except for when they have Goldberg come up and I'm like, this is no point. He's just trying to cash in. But for the most part, I don't get mad at what WrestleMania is because it's not about a story carryover. It's about a culmination. It's about that night. And then we move on. Drew, on the other hand, he gets pissed.
I can't wait till we get close to it so we can speculate on who we think may be debuting the night after.
It won't be the sign. That's already been pointed out.
Well, we'll see. Okay, so that was SmackDown. Raw. Let's go ahead and get to it. I didn't see how it started off. Swerve, did you watch?
I did, but I'm having trouble remembering.
I don't know how it kicked off. I'm pretty sure it had to do with Miz. I think Miz and McIntyre. I think McIntyre finally came back.
Yeah, Miz, of course, was stalling out of his championship match, and I think that was the beginning of the process, where he was being told he had to defend it in 1 hour, and he was trying to weasel his way out of it. I will give Miz credit, on this part. He's not a great champion, but he's great at this kind of heel crap that this cowardly heel thing that he does. I don't think there's too many that do it better. But he was trying to pin because I think Drew came out after a while, and after his absence, and he was trying to pin Lashley against Drew and all those things, and Drew was like, "Listen, I'm not going to interfere in that. Whatever happens to you happens. If he wins, I'll deal with him. I'll deal with him if he wins, and if you win, I'll deal with you." So it was kind of Miz played the hell out of that. I'll say that.
This is the second week they've gone with this countdown, too.
Mm-hmm.
Him, Lashley, and decision making and all of that.
And then I think right after that, the match opener was Drew versus Sheamus, which was a pretty good match. But the thing that I don't want to say concerned about, but you might be too, Matt, because this was your guy going into the chamber, was I feel like they put the exclamation point on the Drew Sheamus feud on Raw. And, Drew's just going to look forward now after, and not look behind him. after beating Sheamus, and I was just like, damn, I felt like he deserved an actual one-on-one title match with somebody before being put behind. Now, it still could happen, but it just looks like it's back to the mid-card for Sheamus.
Would you say it's a shame?
I would.
I do have some concern about that because, like, yo, he's been champ for a minute, and now all of a sudden you just write him off. I thought that was telling. And now you go back to putting him in the ring with Sheamus, which you know he's going to beat him. I mean, you shit on Sheamus for what?
You feel salty about that, boy.
I am, because what are you bringing him back for?
Y'all be making fun of me for my guy, but when nobody ever say that with back to finish Sheamus to the moon. Oh man, you gonna try for that boy.
I'm just saying, man. Trying to think what else happened on Raw that is minuscule in comparison. Charlotte Flair. So last week, the tag team match happened with her and Asuka. There was like a bit of a trip by her and Charlotte, and then that caused a little bit of a strain, which I saw that coming a mile away. This week, she flat out said, I want to challenge Asuka for the women's championship. Now, I don't know if that's plan pre-Lacey or post-Lacey, but it's the plan now. And I saw this coming.
I don't think, though, even if Lacey was there, I think this would have been happening. I don't think Lacey's going to make it to WrestleMania.
Yeah, no.
I think they just had to speed this up because she was,
incapacitated.
Up.
Are you all tired of this, though?
What, Charlotte beating Asuka for a third time? I am.
Well, you jumped the gun with the word beating. I don't know if she's going to do that.
Oh, okay.
But at least in the ring with her.
Wait, what did you say? The what?
At least being in the ring with her. Are you tired of that?
No. I think they could put on a great match together. I'd rather see that than, somebody who's not as good wrestle Asuka, and then it's just a clumsy ass match. I'd rather see that than Nia Jax.
Yo, you just like, bro. I'm about to just come see you, man. Because
seriously though, like you might as well be sold for $1 at Old Navy. How much you flip flop? I mean, you go from I don't like her to I like her to I don't like her to I like her. I mean, is this a sale on flip flops? What the fuck?
Drew, here's bro code. You know what I mean, we at school. We at the cafeteria.
Are you saying that Nia Jax is your bro?
Oh no, listen. You know I broke up with Shorty. We had a little, bad breakup. I ended that, right? But every time you see her getting her rectangle pizza in the school lunch line, you ain't got to go talking smack about her every time you see her.
Every time you see her getting two.
Yeah, everybody started, you know what I'm saying, hopping on the bandwagon. Like, come on, man. That was me at one point, man. Respect me.
Yeah, but a serious question, though. Has Shayna Baszler missed? Is she over with? She canceled? Yes. I mean, I know she has the tag belt, but Nia is the one getting all the pins on the champions in these tag team matches.
You noticing that?
Like, what kind of hold does she have on the WWE? Seriously.
She has that rock hold.
Yo, Drew, you know what? You are 1,000% right. Rocky Maivia is the reason for that one.
Tamina would be in that spot right now if her dad didn't kill a woman in the 80s.
The Rock is like that absentee father who sends his daughter to boarding school and checks in once every 3 months. So how's Nia? Great, awesome.
And they treat her really good because he always donates to them.
Exactly. I'll keep sending those checks as long as you keep giving her work. Oh man.
So that's where I think that percentage is a bit, not as not 99, because I feel like there's people like that who have elder statesmen in their corner, such as Charlotte and Nia. They may not have to do those, do those things with the scripts. That's where I kind of feel about it. Now, somebody like Naomi, yeah, she gotta, you know, take whatever coming.
Right. I mean, Randy Orton, Alexa, the little. I would say Alexa Bliss, but the stuff she's doing a little intricate, so I'm going to keep her off the list. So I'll say Orton, Bray Wyatt, um, Charlotte, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, just to name a few, are people who aren't given a script.
I don't know if I agree with the last two.
Go through that list again.
So I said Sami Zayn.
He's given a script.
I don't think so. I really don't.
He definitely is.
Well, he does a real
He's
good
not
job.
on Vince's favorite list.
I think when Max says Sami Zayn, he's hanging on to that one time Sami Zayn said AEW.
No, not even that. It's now we all know where he's from, like where he was born. He's giving me those type of vibes. He's got the Fidel Castro, the militant kind of look going on. He's Syrian. He's proud.
He's from Quebec.
Well, go look him up, Drew.
Yeah, I know, but he's still from Quebec.
I understand that, but with that being said, he's still honoring who he is.
What do you say? You say he's from the Truth Commission?
No.
Are you saying he's the Iron Sheik?
No, Sheiky baby. No, I'm not saying that.
Sheiky baby, I break your back, step on your flag.
But what I'm saying is he's somebody who is like naturally. It looks like he's great at talking. He doesn't need to be given a script based on how he delivers his promos. So I don't think he's a person.
Yeah, that can be common for a lot of people, but he's still going to be given a script. Like, it's still the WWE. They don't care.
He may walk in, and somebody may say, "Hey, Sammy, talk about rhinos tonight." He'll say, "Okay," and he'll just do it up. He doesn't need a script. You give him a topic, sure, and he'll go off of that. But
Do you think that La Resistance had a script back in the day?
Oh man, come on, man.
I'm just asking.
I do, but La Resistance and Sami Zayn are not the same.
I think the fact that they're giving him that camera crew, the fact that they are putting so much into his backstory, that's something where they are scripting it because they're putting so many resources.
Opposite, Drew. I think he's coming to them with that idea, saying, "Look,
he might be coming to them, but they're still scripting it. If they're putting that much effort into it, they're scripting it."
I don't agree with that.
I mean, you don't have to, but that's how it is. Like, if they're putting effort into it, they're scripting it. That's how that company is. If something is profitable and their resources are going into it, they're making sure that they're taking control of it.
Well, we'll see. But for conversation purposes, I had Sami Zayn, Charlotte. You got to put Miz there. Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens is scripted.
You're right, man. I don't even know why. John Cena, he's another one. Come on, man.
John Cena gets away with stuff, and yeah, he may not be scripted. Kevin Owens is definitely fucking scripted.
Okay, what about Asuka? She scripted?
Hey, Asuka, say your best. Do your best. Just say no one can stop Asuka.
Hey, look. Say what you want to say, but they got that girl cutting ads on the network. I forgot what she was selling, but she was cutting the promo. I don't know what product it was on, but they gave her a 30-second spot. She did it all right. Moving along. Shane McMahon came out. Murphy's boy Braun Strowman came out and was bitching that he couldn't get a championship match. This then led Adam Pearce to come out, Shane to come out, Shane and Adam in the ring. Shane says, hey, you get to prove yourself. You're involved in a tag team match tonight against the Hurt Business for the championships. And your partner is Nicholas Part 2. Adam Pearce.
I think before that though, the hour had came up, right?
Yes.
And Miz was told that he needed to face Lashley, but he got out of it via tummy ache.
Yeah, he got off the ring, right.
That was funny. No, he never made it to the ring that first time. He had the cramps backstage. He had the bubble guts or something.
I missed that part.
I thought, they would play this all the way to Fastlane. But yeah.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. To kind of fast forward a little bit, I'm watching the main event, and I was legit kind of upset that they did that.
Well, of course you are.
Because I was like, yo, how is he gonna get out of this? Get out of it. I was like, what the fuck, man? So got a match with the Hurt Business against Strowman and Pierce for the championships. Strowman was about to win until Shane hops up on the ring apron and tells Strowman to tag in Pierce to get the pinfall. It was a 1-2, and then Shelton Benjamin rolled up Pierce for the 1-2-3. Shane causing Strowman to lose, and now we will see what's going to happen next with him.
So when I seen this happen on Raw, I went back to WrestleMania 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it hurt because I believed your statement then now more than ever, where you was like, Raw wouldn't even win this championship if Roman didn't want to show up, because Roman didn't want to show up. And now look at what season it is, and look what they got him doing again.
Never fails, bro.
I was like, yo, Braun's gonna quit WWE. That's what I text Abby. I said, he gonna get tired of this.
Did he sign like a big ass contract not too long ago?
Braun?
He's definitely a money mark. He's not going to quit. As long as the money's good, he's not quitting.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's he's a trip. Also too, during the promo, I caught. Oh, you had to listen to it real close. I caught his real voice for like 2 seconds, and then he went with the raspy voice, the yelling and shit. I was like, yo, this big teddy bear dude, like, you gotta stop, man.
The first inkling I got that he was going to be having some BS, though, is the way, not that Lashley beat him, but it was the way Lashley beat him. Like, it wasn't no help. It was just one man beat down. He treated him like he was one of the, what's the crew name? The Reckoning? He beat him like he was one of them. Like, I can't believe he did Braun like that.
I got a new name for Braun Strowman. His name is going to be All Bark, No Bite Strowman. Because that's what he is. He yells and screams, but he doesn't do anything in the ring. It's terrible. Anything else you want to point out on Raw before we got to what we're going to get to?
Nope.
Okay. So, main event, Miz against Lashley. MVP on one side, John Morrison on the other side. So before the match gets underway, Shane McMahon comes out and says, hey, Miz, we know you are 1-2, try to find your way to weasel out of the match. Well, this time that ain't going to happen. There were lumberjacks involved. And Miz exited the ring about 2 or 3 times before he got back in and Lashley just treated that man like a rag doll. Now, I told you I was trying to figure out a way for Miz to get out of this. And like, yo, they can't do this to my boy, not tonight. I will admit this, and I don't know if you will, Swerve, or you will, Drew. But when I was watching it, I was like, yo, here comes Brock.
Yeah, that was in the back of my mind because I didn't think he was gonna, it was gonna, be given to him that night. And I was looking at the time. You know, you factor in all these different things. I was like, yeah, Rock is coming out to start this program finally. I was going to be excited either way because I wanted, you know, I've been on record saying I want that match, but I also want him to have the championship. So either way, I was going out a winner. Um, yeah, but the other thing I was trying to piece together in my head was what was the dynamic here. Miz is a cowardly heel. Lashley is also a heel, but the dominant heel. But Lashley was like he was getting celebrated. They pumped cheers in the crowd when he won.
Yeah, he did.
Even though he put the Hurt Lock on after he had already won the match, and then I was thinking, okay, Ken Shamrock. That's how Miz is going to get out of this. He's going to get disqualified and get it back to him. But it didn't do it.
Didn't happen.
I said, oh, so this is another feel good moment, but in a different way. I was like, this is where I wanted instead of Kofi the first time.
Well, you know what? And here's I said earlier, I teased it. I said I had an issue with this. And when you call this a feel good moment, I kind of stray away from that because if this was such a feel good moment, why did the Hurt Business stay out of the ring when he won the championship? As it stated.
Moment.
Yeah, but come on now.
You said why did they stay out of the ring?
Right.
His moment. They let him have that.
No. Because when Eddie won, everybody was in the ring. When Ray won, everybody was in the ring. When Daniel Bryan won, everybody was in the ring. CM Punk won, everybody was there.
Wait. Who were? So slow down. A couple of these that you just named. Who were their opponents, if you can remember? Like,
but they were deemed as giant slayers. I'll say that.
Okay, well, that didn't happen. I mean, he beat him in a couple of seconds, and nobody thought Miz was gonna. You know, it wasn't like Miz. It wasn't like the Lex Luger and Hulk Hogan dynamic where everybody got a ring celebrating. It wasn't that kind of moment. He is supposed to be a heel still.
They did everything but drop confetti for that dude last night, man.
Who?
Lashley.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said that part was weird to me because he was a face for about 3 minutes before it went off air.
Yeah,
but he's gonna go back to being a heel next week. Miz got his pyro earlier on that night.
Well, I do hope that Lashley's three sisters were proud.
Lana was proud too. You saw her tweet?
I did not see it.
Well, I will. Let me see if I still have it. Hold on. Yeah, I still got it. I'm sending it to you in the chat. She bigged him up more than she ever bigged up her own husband.
But that's still playing up to the angle.
I said, well, okay. But it was a feel good moment for me because I like, Lashley's one of my dudes, and I like heels. So whatever heels win, I'm always there.
You know what though? Last night, although I wish it would have been, at a WrestleMania, at a SummerSlam, I wish it would have been a 15, 20-minute match where it was back and forth, near falls. I wanted that type of match for Lashley.
Well, he is 44. I know he looks like he's 20. I don't think we can get a 15-minute out of him. Maybe 10.
So
I also wish that there was actually people there.
Right.
But this all worked because I'll give two people credit, probably more than a little more than Lashley, and that's Miz and MVP.
MVP deserves a lot of credit.
Did you hear him drop a bomb last night in the back?
The S-bomb?
Shane, this is bullshit. He felt good about getting that one off. You see him? You know what I mean?
Trying to get TNT out here, huh?
Yeah. FCC allowed for one of them every 2 years. He said, "You give it to me." But Drew, why do you think MVP deserves a lot of credit?
You look at everything Lashley's done since he came back from being an Impact. His three sisters, Lana, Leo Rush, everything was disappointing. It was spinning its wheels in the mud. Lashley was a joke. MVP shows up, gets the Hurt Business. I don't think that the Hurt Business would be the stable it is if anyone else was managing it. If Teddy Long or Leo Rush were in charge of it, that stable's not nearly as successful as it is with MVP in charge.
Now hold on, Drew. What about Rodney Mack?
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, MVP really, made that stable thrive, and because of that, these guys in that stable, I mean, come on, Shelton Benjamin should not be a fucking tag team champion. But he is, and nobody's complaining about it. You want to know why? Is because it's compelling TV. It's solid TV, and MVP is outside of the ring doing what he's supposed to be doing as a manager, which is getting Bobby Lashley over. Whatever he needs to do, he's getting his guy over. And Bobby Lashley reaped the rewards. And good for them, but MVP deserves a lot of credit. And I think that he is probably the most underrated guy to have a second run in this company.
Agreed. Now, I do have a lot of questions, but I'll limit them to two. Well, two may become four, depending on the conversation. My first question, I'm excited for Lashley. I don't know what this is going to mean for Mania because, man, when's the last time in WWE we've seen a champion come in a stable where the stablemates also have championships? This, to me, could mean a longevity run at WrestleMania and maybe going until June, July, maybe August. I don't know.
Well, the last group to do it was what? Was it? It wasn't Shield, but was it Evolution?
Legacy, I think.
I don't even think they did it.
Because Orton was the champion when he faced Triple H.
Yeah, then they lost
tag
team belts, didn't they?
I don't think they had it all at the same time.
I'm pretty sure Cody and Ted had the tag belts at that same time.
I also wanted that for, I don't know if you guys remember because it wasn't super long, but I think it was Zack Ryder, and I forget who the other person was, but Edge had, when Edge was leading the stable, I don't know what they was calling him, it might have been Edge Head or something.
Curtis Hawkins. Curtis Hawkins.
Yeah. They never gave him the tag belts while Edge had the belt, and I didn't understand that. But
well, they were just supposed to be like his support group. They weren't even supposed to be like actual wrestlers.
Yeah, but they were under the tutelage of Edge. You could have built them up. I mean, why not use them that way? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they did this right with the Hurt Business. I could always I could see when he had the what was it, the IC belt or not IC, the US belt. I was like, they're doing too much. They're too dominant, and they're a big staple of the group. He's got to be moving up. Now, what I didn't see coming was them grabbing the tag team championships and holding them for a little bit. I actually thought it was going to lose them the same night Bobby Lashley won.
Right,
it was Braun, but when they retained him, I was like, okay, they want these boys to go in, suited up and strapped with gold into Mania, and I was like, that's a good look.
Now, I will say one thing that's not as out there is MVP is a producer backstage, so this is a lot of it as a result as well of the invisible hand of MVP going, yeah, hey, who should get the championship? Bobby Lashley. Like, if you're producing a show, your guy gets over. That's kind of common.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair to say that it just took, a word in the Vince's ear from MVP saying that.
No, I don't want to take anything away from Lashley. I'm just saying that it definitely helps. But also, the storyline itself has been a great storyline for him, much better than the other shit he was given.
And this is uncharted territory for him. We've never seen him be, champion of this magnitude
in WWE.
Well, yeah. So I definitely want to see how this is going to pan out. My second question, which I know is on everyone's mind, is it's got to be Brock, right?
That or Goldberg.
No, it would be Goldberg.
I mean, you guys love Goldberg. He's an up and comer.
It would not be Goldberg. He's not been asking about Goldberg. He doesn't care about Goldberg.
You guys would be happy with it because you know he's not going to win, so you guys are going to be thrilled about it.
The only thing I would think is right now I'm thinking that Lashley only carries this to WrestleMania. But how do you get him out of that match, or get the title off him, keep him strong, and have him face Brock Lesnar for the pay-per-view after or whatever? That's
I actually do think that Drew is going to be the challenger at Mania.
No, everybody knows he's going to be the challenger. I'm talking about after the fact. I think this program will be between Lashley and Drew, but I'm talking about after the fact. I don't think Brock Lesnar's going to show up before this.
I think, Lashley's going to hang on to the belt for a while, and then I think that if they do Brock, that's going to be SummerSlam.
Well, wait a minute, Drew. What is a while to you?
SummerSlam.
You think he's going to defend against Drew and keep it?
Yeah.
At Mania?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why Drew?
Well, I mean, Drew didn't get his rematch. Drew even made it a point, like, I'll be waiting for whoever wins this match. So Lashley won, he's going to be waiting for him. Now, I do think Lashley's going to retain. The main reasoning being is that they went through the whole point of transitioning the championship over to Lashley, or over to Miz to get it to Lashley. I don't think they do that just to drop it again to Drew. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
No.
So I thought about those things that you're saying right now. And then I also thought for back in the day, they would pass this WWE Championship around like a hot potato.
I don't think they're going to do that this time, though. And Drew, I agree with you, but here's where I'm going to raise the stakes. I think we do get Lashley and McIntyre, but we don't get it at Mania. We get it at Fastlane. That is your rematch. That is it. Lashley wins. And, of course, we all know who doesn't like to wrestle 6 weeks, let alone a year. It's Brock Lesnar. All you need is a stare. You don't need build up with Brock and Lashley. You need a stare down. That's it. And I think that's what you're gonna get.
Well, I would love them to have a long reign, but why? How there's two ways that people have built their top stars, right? They've even had multiple title reigns, or they've had really long title reigns. And Drew has not had really long title reigns, but in this short period of time, he's already had a WWE Championship twice. And I think they're looking to call him a 3-time champion by WrestleMania.
So I want to express why I don't think that Brock Lesnar is going to be involved at WrestleMania or in the near future. And that is because Brock Lesnar cannot carry a program by himself. He needs Paul Heyman. What's Paul Heyman doing right now?
Good point.
He's on the other show with Roman.
But if Roman loses the edge...
What?
But if Roman loses the edge, then what's that relationship look like between Roman and Paul?
So you're saying that you think Edge is going to win now?
I'm asking you if he loses. I'm not saying what I think.
I don't think he's going to lose. So in that case, their relationship's going to be fine. I cannot see them bringing Paul onto both shows and just pretending like he's representing both guys. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Double the Paul, double the fun.
Huh?
Double the Paul, double the fun.
Especially with what's going on right now with COVID, I can't see them saying, "Hey, Paul, mix up the shows. Like, come on one show, then come on another show." I think that they're very happy with both shows being separate and the people not crossing over shows.
No, I mean, what I think...
Yeah, because the tag team champions don't go nowhere.
What I think you'll see happen is if the only interaction we get between Brock and Paul will be backstage at Mania, where you'll get a Brock, and then you'll get a stare from Brock and Paul, and then he'll probably just walk off or something. That's about
Brock
it.
Brock cannot push that program by himself.
But you know who can? MVP.
Yeah,
MVP
but I mean,
could
at
be the
that
Paul
point, you
Heyman.
might as well just be wrestling a paper bag because there's no build-up.
But Drew, MVP could be the Paul Heyman of this. You don't need much build-up.
But the reason Brock needs Paul Heyman is because Brock's not there. MVP is representing the guy who is there.
But what
so
is Brock
you're only getting one side of the argument the entire time.
What does Brock need Paul Heyman to do?
To present his argument, present his being there, and the reason why Brock is there and promoting Brock. MVP and Lashley are promoting Lashley. So there's nobody there getting you hyped up for Brock Lesnar's side of this feud. It's just Bobby Lashley's there. Bobby Lashley this, Bobby Lashley that. Okay, then you get there and you're like, why the fuck do I care about this match?
No one's going to say that with Lesnar.
I fucking do.
Well, you're
Okay.
You're the 1% out of the 99.
Yeah, I agree.
So you're telling me that if you saw a feud where one guy was there present and the other guy had no representation whatsoever, you go into that feud going, yeah, this is good. I'm really comfortable with this. I'm looking forward to this.
I mean, they did a whole year feud between Rock and Cena. Rock might have made 3 appearances out the year, if that.
And it was still a good match.
And everyone looked forward to it. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. I look forward to the second one.
But Drew, you have to understand something. Brock Lesnar's name alone is marquee. It's box office. He doesn't need Paul Heyman.
Here we fucking go.
Is it not?
I mean, is it marquee anymore? I mean,
see, you have to separate your thoughts from the general public's thoughts. That's your problem. You did it with Shaq. Now you're doing it with Brock Lesnar. Fam, you got to read the room on this one. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Paul Heyman's not wrestling. You don't need Paul Heyman there.
I forgot the fanboys will defend anything that they do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know.
Meanwhile, you're gonna be sitting butt ass naked with a big ass bowl of popcorn with hot butter in it this Saturday, watching old ass Sting and a meaningless tag match.
Oh, hey, don't worry. Sting's name's marquee. Sting's name is marquee.
About Brock Lesnar. Okay, I'll see what we're doing.
Hey, his name is Marquee.
Yeah.
Just like Shaq, their names are Marquee.
I'll see what we do it, man.
No, it's Darby and his dad.
You don't need to be hyped. Their names are Marquee.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're just saying. You're just saying a lot of stuff.
I mean, it's not like there wouldn't be promos every week, or
Yeah, but the promos are only one-sided. That's the problem.
Talk about it. Yeah, but this doesn't have to go on for 6 months. This is like a month feud we're talking about.
Right, Drew's gonna bitch either way, bro. He doesn't come there.
But there's no fucking build-up from Brock's side. So what the fuck are we fighting for?
You don't need anybody.
So what's the point of them? What's the point of Brock even challenging? What would be the point?
You gotta ask the writers that, man. I can't tell you that.
Okay, so you don't even fucking know, and they're not going to give it to you because Brock's not going to be there to present why he's fighting him.
I have a haiku for you,
Drew. Okay. All Brock would do, and I can't believe I'm defending Brock, but all he would do if Lashley was in the ring, he would come out there and F5 him and leave. That's all he has to do.
Right. Show up, kick ass, leave. There's your haiku.
Why though? Why? Like, why is he doing it?
Did you need that when he came up and when he dated and beat up John Cena that day in 2012? Did you need
why are you here? Why are you here?
Do you know how many people have been asking for this match?
I'm in the front row.
Why though? Like, what is his reason for coming out and F5ing Bobby Lashley?
Because it's two heavyweights competing for the coveted championship and the world's biggest stage.
Drew, did you have any dream matches that you never got to see?
Regardless if they're okay, so listen.
Can you answer the question?
Regardless if there's dream matches, the
Okay,
thing about this is there's fucking storylines.
I'm muting you. I can't hear you.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? The fucking storylines don't matter. We're just throwing guys out there, and then we're wondering why nobody gives a fuck. Because the guy doesn't fucking show up, and, you know, whatever. But it's okay. They're both super heavyweights. Just fucking throw them out there.
So you didn't like...
But it's better than Sting. Hey, it's better than anything else that anyone's doing because it's Brock fucking Lesnar. And apparently we live in 2003.
What about 2005 or 6 when Shawn Michaels and Hogan fought?
God, at least there was a fucking storyline.
What was it?
What feud?
Shawn Michaels and Hogan.
I mean, the feud between them was Shawn Michaels. That one just fucking sucked. But their feud was about Shawn Michaels not liking the fact that Hogan... I fucking forget. It was fucking 2006.
Okay, I hear you.
Oh, so that was a good match. That's when you go back and you say, man, that was a good match.
It was a money match that everyone wanted to see, regardless of how you feel about it.
And then they all hated it because they realized that it sucked.
Drew, who hurt you, man?
Oh, and the actual build-up was both of them were actually on the show fucking promoting the match.
So you're telling me right now, WrestleMania 37, Brock and Lashley, you're not watching?
If there's no fucking build-up.
Oh, my God.
What's the build-up?
Let me ask you a question.
The build-up is on your teeth from that Sting Richard you've been sucking.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Drew. UFC, Rampage, and then Tito Ortiz. Do you need build-up for that?
In what, 20... The one that just happened?
Let's say they do it again. Do you need build-up for it?
I'm not paying for that. They're what? They're like 45 years old. I'm not fucking paying for that shit.
UFC is not a good example.
I'll see.
They don't build up them guys anyway.
This isn't UFC, by the way. This isn't UFC. This is. There's a reason they call it sports entertainment. The key word, entertainment. Give me a fucking story. This isn't just two guys who are there because they're ranked 1 and 2.
Okay, Drew, I'll play your game. Bobby Lashley hit Brock Lesnar with a car.
Did it happen?
Did it for The Rock.
All right. If he hits him with a car, great. There's build-up.
All right, so you don't care what it is as long as somebody did something to somebody. It don't have to make sense, huh?
I mean, it makes more sense than just, hey, he F5'd him out of nowhere and there's no fucking reasoning for it because he's not going to show up. He's not going to fucking be there.
He does that, and then he says, I'm back, bitch. And then that's it.
If that's what happens and he doesn't show up and doesn't fucking, promote the match, I never want to hear any of you bitch about, oh, well, this guy's back in AEW or this is... I don't want to fucking hear it. Because all you care about is money matches. So, okay, here's a money match. There you go.
See what I'm saying, man?
There you go. Let's just call it a money match. They're literally having a match called Money Match.
You gotta go.
So, I mean, you guys should be hard about that.
You gotta go see somebody about this amount of hate that you got.
It's not fucking hate. It's literally just asking for them to actually not be fucking lazy.
What do you think WrestleMania is, Drew?
Well, it used to actually build careers.
Right.
Now it's just throwing
what
shit
it is anymore. That's not what it is. You gotta look at it for what it is, not for what it could be.
So Drew, if at WrestleMania, Lashley's defending the title against Drew, and let's just say Brock Lesnar came out and cost him the belt, is that not build up?
Yeah, that could be build up. That can actually be a story. But then I'd like to know why. I would like them to build on the story of why.
Well, I mean, you know the answer to it.
What?
What's the
I don't understand why that's so fucking hard though. Like I don't understand why what I'm asking for is so fucking hard.
You're not
To actually build a fucking story.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh, build a story. Why would you fucking do that? Ha 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 ha.
This man, he's interested in the fight. He's interested in why they're fighting.
Some
I know, right? It's so fucking crazy that somebody would say, why are these two fighting? That's so fucking crazy.
With certain wrestlers, you don't need
exactly
more than what you're asking for.
Why?
Because it is, you just have to read the room.
You can't even answer it. You can't even fucking answer it.
You just have to read the room.
The names sell it themselves. You don't have to use the the eventers in or whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Swerve, hold on. Watch me debunk this whole shit. Drew, what was the reason that Hollywood Hogan and Rock feuded at Mania?
Because Hulk Hogan drove a fucking semi-truck into his ambulance.
Oh my God.
That wasn't the reason, because they had words for that.
And then they built it up. Did they not build it up then from that?
No, the reason why they didn't have
okay.
Was it because of the ambulance?
Got it. They never even looked at each other until WrestleMania. They said, hey, you two are fighting, and then they never even looked at each other until WrestleMania. You're right. You got it.
Drew, you are living a fairy tale right now.
You got it.
He went out there and he challenged them.
You do know you're going to get a stare down.
That's all. You got it. No, I hear you. Oh, yeah. No, I hear you.
What?
No, I hear you.
He shits on WWE so much.
You're right.
It's amazing.
No, you're right.
Meanwhile, Saturday, he going to have the insides of a Hot Pocket dripping on his chest.
No, I hear you.
Hate the WWE.
No, I hear you.
I don't get it, man. Drew, what build up and how long are you looking for Brock and Bobby to satisfy your craving?
No, I hear you.
If there is one.
I hear you.
Come on, man. You gonna do that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm just saying. Man. Come on, man. I'm just saying.
So Drew, Brock and Lashley should not happen.
I ain't saying it shouldn't happen. I'm saying they should give it some build up and story.
Okay, so
don't just throw it against the wall and go, hey, here you go.
Okay, so are you going to fantasy book it, or are you going to say, just give me something?
I mean, like I said, there's nothing to fucking fantasy book. He's not going to fucking be there. There's no manager for him. You know he's not going to fucking be there. I don't want to fucking see this shit. You want to put somebody in the ring with him, put somebody in the ring that's going to actually fucking be there.
Isn't he in Canada too?
Yeah, he lives in Canada, yeah.
So, how is that going to work with the border?
Shit, he might not even be able to come.
That's my biggest concern, is that.
Because he's not going to do something where they're like, hey, can you just temporarily relocate to, Montana or some shit? He's not going to be like, no. He's going to tell them to go fuck themselves. He's not going to do that shit.
Hey, I almost forgot. I do have a statement from Abby, I think. Sorry to interrupt your hate, Drew, but go ahead.
No, what's Abby's statement?
So he says, for the guys, tomorrow night we get the return of Shaq Fu. He'll bring the twism, but unlike the Fu Schnickens, he and Jade will not rock. I imagine he's going to look more like El Gigante, I think that's what he's saying, than Karl Malone. Not going to bore you with all my 100% accurate predictions for Revolution. I will say I'm really excited for the Mox and Kenny exploding barbed wire death match. If it's anything like the crazy Japanese stuff they profess to love, it will be a bloodbath with lots of squirmy moments. Bring on the cheese grater to the face. That was Abby's
Are you
AEW.
watching this, Swerve?
Tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be home. I mean, you know.
No.
Oh, Saturday? I don't know. I can't promise anything.
Well, bad. You know what I'm saying? Bad bitches link up, man. We have to link up for that. I mean, we gonna link anyway prior to. We might as well go ahead and make it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, are you gonna link up in regards to Brock Lesnar coming back? Like, are you guys gonna just like no pause link up?
You hear him? You hear him, right? Oh man, yo! I pray that the Sting match is everything I don't want it to be, so I can just laugh and
Watch
laugh
it be a great fucking match.
and laugh and laugh and laugh.
Yeah, no thanks to
At least there
Sting.
was somewhat of a build up.
Drew, who's the better all-time wrestler, Sting or Brock Lesnar? And don't lie to yourself.
Sting made way more money than Brock Lesnar.
Oh my god! So you're telling me right now that the Black Eyed Peas are a Hall of Fame rap group because of all the records they sold? That's not my question.
I mean, honestly, yeah. Once they're eligible, they'd probably be in there. But I think that if we're building a company, we're building a wrestling promotion with Brock Lesnar's prime. I'm taking Sting. Because Brock Lesnar didn't care about wrestling, and he got out of it as soon as he could. That's a fact.
Okay. I hear you.
I hear you too.
Roman Reigns is better than AJ Styles, right?
I don't know if Sting.
I mean, if you think Roman Reigns is better than AJ Styles, you're smoking crack.
Well, he made more money.
I'll buy it for my fucking neighbor.
He made more money though, right?
No, I would say I don't know if Sting made more money than Brock Lesnar.
Exactly.
He got like 3 times more than Sting too.
The turning checks ain't cashing like WWE's was. Come on, big dog. And if he had money like Brock, guarantee
Brock Lesnar wrestling his prime for what, a year, 2 years?
Yo, Brock out here getting that Bobby Bonilla money. Sting out here still needing that money. How much you think he got for this comeback?
Who, Sting?
Guarantee it wasn't 6 digits.
I mean,
I want to know how much money Sting got to come back for this.
I would love to know.
I'd say 50,000 a show.
That's why he's there every week.
You're right, because he needs the money. Oh man, I wish I could find out.
Extra 10K, take that power bomb.
Well, he signed. This is as of December 3rd. He signs a multi-year deal with All Elite Wrestling. Fuck. And they have to end every press release. Sting is elite. Oh, really? The money is not being brought up. I don't know how much he's getting, but it ain't Brock money. I tell you that.
Yeah, well, all the money in the world can't get you a fucking decent program. So
That's all right. Hey, listen, man. You don't have to hate. You know what I mean? That's all. So, I mean, but in regards to the 61-year-old, we hope he makes it out healthy Saturday, because he shouldn't need to be dependent on these checks anymore. He should just be chilling, but he's not. So we're gonna watch him on Saturday. Him and Darby and Revolution. I hope it's gonna be a good pay-per-view.
Hey, quick question. Just because I've always wondered, does Brock Lesnar taste like a Hardy Bob Evans breakfast?
He tastes like a smooth joke. How about that?
At least you know what he tastes like.
I bet you, Sting probably tastes like Carl's Jr. If I had to ask you.
I couldn't tell you.
Drew, you hate. I don't know. I can't say it's Brock. I don't know. I'm just gonna say WWE. You hate them so much, and this, man, I don't know why.
Everybody gets buried is not a gimmick.
Listen, man, I know it's not. It's all you. When are you gonna bury Sting?
I mean, with his age, possibly soon. Oh, you mean like how I bury? Oh, I don't know. I mean, if he shits the bed.
Yeah.
He wears a diaper. I'm sure he won't do that.
Listen. I said that the death drop looked pretty decent. I'm not hating on Sting like I used to. I'll give him a chance.
Okay. Do we got anything else for this? Because now we're drifting off path.
I'm done.
I ain't got nothing else left. Trust me.
All right. Well, wrap us up so that we can get out of here.
All right. For No Chill Drew, for Swerve Lee, my name is Total Mac. This has been another episode of the No Pyro podcast. Join us next week as we recap Revolution and talk about the path to WrestleMania for Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and many others. Hit us up on Twitter, SoundCloud, Facebook, and YouTube. Subscribe. We need it. We will holler at y'all next week. And stay safe. Doses.